The deep state is using its so-called experts and fake science to take your God-given rights away. I'm Christian Gomez, and you're watching JBS Straight Talk. Back on March 24th, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo predicted,
we had projected the apex at about 110,000 hospital beds, and that's the number I've been talking about. The new projection suggests that the number of hospital beds needed could be as high as 140,000 hospital beds. The greatest critical need are ventilators. We've procured about 7,000 ventilators. We need, at a minimum, an additional 30,000 ventilators.
In the days that followed, Cuomo continued repeating the need for 140,000 beds and about 40,000 ventilators in New York, adding that he was, quote, following the science and data. In reality, however, as of May 6th, less than 70,000 people in total have been hospitalized in New York. Nevertheless, he stressed,
where we are today, you will be in 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, or 5 weeks, or 6 weeks. We are your future.
As of May 6th, the total number of people who've tested positive for COVID-19 in New York is 321,192, with 19,645 reported deaths. The second highest number of confirmed cases and deaths related to COVID-19 is New Jersey, with less than half of New York's numbers. Meanwhile, the numbers of both confirmed cases and deaths in each of the remaining 48 states aren't anywhere near New York's reported numbers. But this kind of unfeathered fear-mongering by Cuomo and others in the deep state have been shamelessly plastered throughout the 24-hour fake news media to justify unconstitutional stay-at-home orders and Orwellian social distancing guidelines. Like Cuomo, other governors and so-called experts like Fauci and Birch have all maintained that these authoritarian measures have been guided solely by the science and models. So where do these models come from? On March 16, 2020, the Imperial College COVID-19 response team in London, led by British epidemiologist Neil Ferguson, published a non-peer-reviewed 20-page report with models which included gross exaggerations. The report stated, quote, in total, in an unmitigated epidemic, we would predict approximately 510,000 deaths in Great Britain and 2.2 million in the U.S., not accounting for the potential negative effects of health systems being overwhelmed on mortality. According to the New York Times, quote, American officials said the report, which projected up to 2.2 million deaths in the United States from such a spread, also influenced the White House to strengthen its measures to isolate members of the public. But do lockdowns really work or save lives? According to a recent study published on April 24th, Thomas Munier of the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution in Falmouth, Massachusetts writes, quote, comparing the trajectory of the epidemic before and after the lockdown, we find no evidence of any discontinuity in the growth rate, doubling time, and reproduction number trends. Extrapolating pre-lockdown growth rate trends, we provide estimates of the death toll in the absence of any lockdown policies and show that these strategies might not have saved any life in Western Europe. In other words, lockdowns made no substantive difference in Western Europe and therefore aren't justifiable from a medical standpoint. Don't let the deep state and their so-called experts fear you into virtually begging the government to take away your rights. It's important that we scrutinize their purported data and models rather than accept it hook, line, and sinker. We encourage all of you to visit jbs.org/COVID-19 to access numerous informative materials, including articles and videos to share and educate others. The deep state can't and won't prevail against a well-informed electorate. Until next week, stay healthy and God bless.